Okay. I'm waiting for it on my phone. Where's my notice?
Oh, it's not live yet. There we go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Can We Chat Here? We are live on Facebook. We are live. I'm Sheila Abram, and I am coming to you all the way from the Pacific West Coast in sunny California. And I am joined by my wonderful goat lady of gold and grace and glamour, Ms. Maxine Jones.
Good evening, Facebook friends. I'm coming all the way from the East Coast in New York, and welcome to Can We Chat Here? And you know, we say this every week. Can We Chat Here is about our dreams, our goals, our journeys, and our stories. And this week's topic is entitled, What's Your Why? And we have a very special guest who has been in the network marketing business a number of years, and she has a phenomenal story to share about what is her why. Welcome, Miss CiCi Mahone. But before we get started, we are going to be sharing, Miss Sheila Abram and I, what is our why. So, Miss Sheila Abram, would you like to go first?
Yes, I would, Maxine.
Your why.
Yes, I would, Maxine. Thank you so much. When we think about what's our why, you know, what makes a traditional business owner decide to transition into a full-time network marketing professional? I tell you, my why is kind of twofold. My traditional business, I'm phasing it out just due to, in California, our minimum wage is going up to $15 an hour out here in California. Well, for my business, I'm a Medi-Cal provider for the state. So everybody knows that's Medicaid for other states. But in California, it's Medi-Cal. It is the lowest reimbursing insurance company. Okay, so yes, due to the number of cases, it's a very lucrative business. But when you start to be priced out of the market, just due to minimum wage going up and reimbursement not going up, and within 2 years is going to not be cost effective at all. So I had started 3 years ago, possibly 4, already looking at, okay, what traditional business am I going to transition to? I had already started thinking, what do I want to do? Because what I love about my agency is I send caregivers into the home of the elderly and the disabled. You know, I have parents taking care of their disabled children, children taking care of their disabled parents, adult children taking care of their disabled parents. I'm keeping families together because I'm able to pay them to care for their own family members, because there's so much stress from the mothers who have a disabled child from birth and they can't go to work. You know, they really need to be there to take care of that child, because there's no person better than a mother, especially if she's a good mother, to have the patience to take care of her own child. So I feel good that I'm able to give her an income into her house by paying her to be the caregiver. Well, when I go to sleep at night, I feel good. It's important to me, whatever business that I get involved in, that I feel like I'm making the world a better place. And that's what I loved about that business. But like I said, it's being phased out just due to economy. What I love about the network marketing, especially with what we're doing with Carrot Bars, I feel good about that. My why is not only can people bring extra money into their household and stay with their families while they're doing it. See, we're so disconnected. One of my regrets is I used to work for the post office for 18 years. I was a station manager. My next promotion was postmaster. I was going to be our youngest postmaster in our district. I worked a minimum of 11 to 12 hours a day, a minimum. And I had 4 children. I was on my second divorce. My older 2 were teenagers. My younger 2 were just 7 and 9. And I was gone all that time. But my younger 2 did have nannies, so they never had to leave the home. They never had to go to childcare. I had a live-in nanny that took care of them and cleaned the house and just did all of that great stuff. But my older 2, I can't tell you, I miss so much of their life, working full time. So I would love to change that. And what I found out with Carrot Bars and network marketing, we can change that. People have the ability to, yes, you need an additional income coming into your house, especially if you're making less than $15 an hour. But you don't have to go and punch a clock for somebody else to get that income in. My son-in-law, my daughter, they both have jobs. My daughter is a substitute teacher. So she pretty much chooses the days that she wants to go to work. And my son is a supervisor on his job. But they plan on starting a family next year. Now, they live an hour away from me. Actually, in LA traffic, sometimes it's an hour and a half. So I already knew I am not the commuter. I don't like sitting on a freeway. I'm not traveling an hour and a half to go see my new grandbaby, nor did I want them putting that baby in the car trying to get to me when I want to see it. I'm already picking up and moving next summer, closer to them. See, the beauty of being an entrepreneur, I can run my business on the beach. I can run my business in any part of anywhere and still make money. And I'm talking about Carrot Bars. And now my traditional business, I can only do that in California. You have to be in the state that you're running that program in. But my Carrot Bars business, but what it's changing for my next generation, my daughter and her husband, they are doing this part-time. My grandchild will never have to know an outside babysitter. Never. I am going to be one of them. Now, his mom is retired. So between both grandmas, I'm in the position, we're arguing over which days we're going to get. We're arguing over, okay, wait a minute. So you're going to get 4 days and I'm only going to get 3? Whereas when you look at what's happening in the economy today, grandparents are still working. Grandparents are having to, we're having to look at our children and say, hey, I had to do it with you all. You better figure it out. Well, that shouldn't have to be that way. So what I love and my why is for my grandchildren never, ever to have a babysitter. My 24-year-old son, he's more of the entrepreneur like me. So he started early. Now he was one, even in college, he never had the thought of he was going to get a job when he graduated college. I had already been working closely enough with him that I was telling him, okay, now let's start thinking about, what do you like? What business would you like to start that you're going to feel good about at the end of the day? What business do you feel you can make a difference in the world? And this is before Carrot Bars. This is before network marketing. I was only introduced into this wonderful new concept to me. And it's not new, but it was new to me in 2014. He was started college 2013. So with 2012, he started college, And so with me, it was still, you're not going to be an employee. You're going to be the business owner. You get to choose what you want to do. But I was thinking traditional business ownership. The beautiful thing now is He is in Carrot Bars. He is just, on fire about this. His worth ethic is just incredible. He is just 12 sponsorships away from sponsoring 100 people into this network, and he's only 24. Wow. He's so excited. But see, here's the thing. You do have to have a support system, because when you're starting a network marketing business, sometimes the money comes in sporadically. So he right now could not live on his own and support himself, but he has the support of me as he's growing his team to where that residual income is going to come in, and he is going to be leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else. But he's never had the stress of punching a clock, and he never will. So my why is, with Carrot Bars, this business is something my entire family can do. The entire family can and feel good about it. So that's my why, Mrs. Jones and Maxine. And I tell you, let me kick this over to you. What's your why? Because I want to get your CiCi story, because we've talked about her and her story. We're talking, we're not going to tell her age, but she might. And if she does, you're going to say, get out of here. When I found out, I'm like, what? But anyway, she's got a story to tell. Yes, so over to you, Maxine.
Oh, what's my why? I have two strong whys. My grandchildren, of course, is the first why. And the second why is really to bring awareness of a horrific disease that is mostly ignored and put on the back burner, which is sickle cell disease. With the first one, I have three beautiful grandchildren. One is in Okinawa, Japan, and the other two in the United States. And one day I would love to go to Okinawa, Japan. She has come here. This past Christmas, she was here, but I want to go there and just, be in her country and see everything that's over there. We talk about leaving a legacy for our children and for our grandchildren. Well, in the reason why I'm in Carrot Bars, that is one of the reasons I can ensure that that will happen. The most important economy is the one in your own home. And also the extended economy, which is usually your children and your grandchildren. And I want them to enjoy life without the stress of debt and bills. If they want to go to college, that's fine. If they want to become entrepreneurs, that's even better. And I could support them. And I want them to say, Grandma made this possible, made this life possible. And that's a good feeling. Now, for the second one, I'm on the board in my county for a nonprofit organization for sickle cell disease. It's called the Falling Angel Sickle Cell Foundation. And unfortunately, sickle cell does not get highlight and the support. Like, it's considered a disease that affects only African Americans. That is not true. That is not so. It affects Hispanics, Europeans, Italians, and many people. It's an extremely painful disease. People die at a very young age. Most of them are not expected to live more than 35 years, and there is no cure. And we need more research, but research takes money. So I want to be able to make donations to that. My dear friend, Ms. Roz Range, knows what I am talking about. And Ms. Abram, our leader and mentor of Wealth Builders Worldwide, Mr. Tyrone Best, he says something about himself that I would like said about me. He said, the world is a better place because you came. Yeah. And that's what I want said about myself. And with that being said, I want to welcome again Miss CiCi Mahone to tell her why. So over to you.
Well, Miss CiCi, can I ask the first question? I normally Mrs. Jones, Maxine gets to ask our guest the first question, but I told her today, I want to be the one. I want to ask you. Okay, so CiCi, what is your why? And then why network marketing? Why is that the vehicle to fulfill that why? So what ultimately is your why for doing this?
Well, good evening, ladies, and thank you for having me on tonight. Well, I have two whys. My short-term why is I'm able to invite my family and friends and people that I love to introduce them to this awesome opportunity to network marketing. And that's something that I haven't been able to do. I was self-employed for 35, 40 years and stood on my feet doing hair and had childcare background, but you can't give that to anybody. You can't pass that on to your relatives and say, here. They would have to take on all the problems that comes along with that. And my second ultimate why is I want to be the first person in my family to build a legacy of wealth for my children's children and be able to give them something that most of us don't even know what it is, residual income. They've never heard of it. And that's my ultimate why. And being in the childcare business for so many years, there's so many children that need so much. And I want to be able to give. And there's a saying is true, you can't give what you don't have. You might have a heart to help people, but it takes money. And now that I know what real money is, I have to have some.
That's wonderful.
That is a good answer. Well, Miss CiCi, when did you become involved with network marketing?
Well, my first venture was probably in the 80s, I'd say early 80s. And I've done a little bit of everything. If you can mention it or talk about it or heard about it in the telecommunications and the legal field and the health and nutrition field, I've been involved and I was successful in some and not so successful in others. But I knew that that was the closest I could get to being, other than being self-employed, the closest I could get to being free was, network marketing, because I had a hard time working for someone and they told me when I had to take a break, which meant they knew when I had to use the bathroom or when I had to eat lunch when I wasn't hungry. So I knew at an early age that I had to do something different. And network marketing was just the model business that I was attracted to.
And one of the things you did share with us was, owning your own business, being self-employed, a hairdresser, when you were really, that was your main business. You were saying, you know what, when people cancel, you didn't make any money. So what you plan, can you go into that just a little bit? Like you are making plans you're looking at your booking schedule and you're kind of seeing how much money you're going to make for the week. So can you tell us, as an entrepreneur, self-employed, how that affected you business-wise?
I want to put one thing in there. I remember one thing that she said when we were talking to her Sunday. She said, if I didn't work, I didn't eat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So tell us about that a little bit.
It was impactful. If I didn't work, I didn't eat.
The mindset that you end up having is, at least it's better than working for somebody else. I'm working for myself.
Yeah.
And that was a plus. But then you end up working harder for yourself. And like I told you before, if my clients didn't show up, I didn't have any plan B. I didn't have insurance to pay me whether I worked or not. So self-employed was a step above having a boss, but now I owned all the problems that came along with being self-employed.
Yeah.
And you plan your day, you look in your book and you say, okay, I've got 10 customers and then 8 of them don't show up. Mm-hmm. And you just have to go to do something else. And that's why I ended up working more. Even though I was self-employed, I was still end up working traditional businesses. And
so
I did that for years.
We want to ask you this question because you have, oh my goodness, you said in the 80s, you have a 30 plus year history in network marketing, various companies. So I want to just ask you, what makes Carrot Bars different from all the other things that you've done? And what is it that you truly like about it?
Mrs. Abram, how much time do we have?
CiCi, you go ahead and tell your story.
Let me count the ways. First of all, I have been in a variety of businesses in network marketing. And the one thing about Care Bars is, first of all, it's free to sign up. There's not a company out there that can make that statement, that it's free to sign up and you're in business in 124 plus countries. Mm-hmm. Second of all, there's no monthly maintenance fee. You don't have to pay for the wonderful websites that we're given as soon as we sign up for our account. There's no mandatory auto ship. I mean, my late husband and I went broke trying to take the product because we had to be on auto ship. We couldn't afford to do the auto ship because we were drinking the stuff so fast. So we didn't make any company. We get paid on a MasterCard. We get our commissions sent on a MasterCard. We don't have to hear that the check got lost in the mail.
That's true.
Wow. A new check. We don't have to go to weekly Tuesday night meetings trying to get somebody to go downtown to Atlanta on Tuesday nights at 7:30 is virtually impossible. We don't have to do that in Care Bars. And the business can be done from the beach, from anywhere in the world. And it's so many things that makes Care Bars so different. And the fact that we are a part of a family of wealth builders, and we're all on the same team rooting for everybody's success. That's never happened before. Mm. I have never one time in Care Bars had a person walk up to me and say, who's your sponsor? Who's your upline? And that always happened in other companies. And if you said the wrong person's name, they're like, okay, I'll talk to you later. They didn't want to talk to you because you couldn't benefit them. And then on top of everything else that Care Bars offers, we have the best leadership and knowledge that's given to us free on a daily basis in this business. And that's just unheard of. So I'm going to tell my age now because it'll make sense. At 66 years old, I got a phone call from Mr. Ty Best. And Ty and his wife, Valerie, and I have been friends for probably close to 30 years now. And that one phone call changed my life because up until then, I would call Ty and say, Ty, you heard about this business? So-and-so called me and asked me about this. And I always called Ty and got his opinion because he's a guru of network marketing. And I would call him and ask him, what did he think? And he would tell me what he thought. And then I'd say, okay. No, I didn't do it because Ty didn't say do it. So anyway, when I got the phone call from Ty telling me about Care Bars, it was like I had stopped dreaming and didn't even realize it. I had become complacent because I was self-employed. And one day I just broke down and I cried and thought, all this time, being self-employed was great, but it really wasn't. And he awakened the dream in me so I was able to dream again. And I'm so grateful for that phone call because my life is forever changing. Anybody that's around me, I have to let them know about Care Bars because there's nothing else. There's nothing greater as far as I'm concerned. And I've like the old saying is, you've seen the rest, now you've got the best. Well, I've seen the rest and now I have the best.
And now how long ago was that you got that phone call from Mr. Best?
That was in 2014.
So see, 2014, and you were 66 then. So
oh, right. I forgot. And I'm 71 now. I'm 71 years old, and I'm thankful and blessed to be healthy and 71 and building wealth with other wealth builders.
See, the 70s are the new 50s.
50.
I mean,
right? Yeah, there you go.
Maxine Jones in her 70s, which I did not believe, I'm almost 60. I mean, we have so much that we still have left to give. But I tell you what, I would not have so much left to give if I had to go and punch a clock for somebody.
That's right.
I would not look like this. I would not have the outlook that I have, you know.
You're so stressed.
Yeah, I don't have that stress of that, you know. So, Miss Maxine, don't you have another question?
Yes, I do. But I got to tell Miss CiCi, as she was talking, we called Mr. Best the dream maker, and he calls us all to dream again. I mean, I didn't realize I wasn't dreaming at all, But when you were talking about how you felt about carrot bars, I thought of carrot bars, how I love you. Let me count the ways. But I do have a question for you. How would you say the business has changed your life? Because it certainly has changed all of ours.
Well, it's changed my life because, first of all, I'm dreaming again. I'm not disillusioned to think that being self-employed is the greatest thing there is, because it wasn't. It's changed my life because I'm improving who I am, because I'm becoming a better person, just hanging around people like you and Miss Abram and all the leaders and wealth builders worldwide, all the family that I've become a part of because of being affiliated with Carrot Bars. It's just changed me, and I'm more determined than ever. And I'm an advocate now for seniors, for people that are my age, to not give up, to not think that I'm too old. And people say, well, girl, what are you going to try that for? It's your age. Because I know that it's possible. Yeah. So it's changed my life because now I can be an example for people who are my age or older. Because if you're 18 years and older in Carrot Bars, you can have your own business. And it's changed my life because I'm reading, which I never read because I'd fall asleep if I tried to read. That was my excuse. Mm-hmm. And I'm just improving. I'm becoming a better person daily because of the people that I'm hanging around with. And I hang around with eagles and wealth builders. I don't hang around with chickens. So if you're a chicken, just stay away.
We fly like eagles. We don't hang around with turkeys. And CiCi, I totally agree. Because can you imagine, 70 and we're on Facebook. You would think that, oh gosh, that's a young person's thing. No, we're on Facebook. We know how to do Facebook. We're on computers. We're getting better every day. And I, like you, I read, but I was reading like romance novels and magazines and things like that. But now I'm reading to develop myself, like Robert Kiyosaki's book or Malcolm Gladwell. I mean, we're being stretched to develop, and you never stop developing. You never stop growing. And that's so important. So thank you for sharing that. Ms. Abram, back to you. Yes, you have the last question.
You are growing, Maxine, and learning. I just got to get you to look into the camera more. But
okay, sorry, guys. I'm so busy looking at beautiful CiCi. I forgot to look into the camera, so please forgive me. Okay. I'm just talking right to her.
The last question that we have for you, and I tell you, actually, it's not going to be the last because I thought of another one, but for all intents and purposes, it's the last one. Now, at one point in your life, you had multiple, jobs. What advice can you give someone listening to this live stream about why they need to get a network marketing home-based business? Yes, we talk about Carrot Bars, but why they need to do network marketing to help them. What advice can you give from your experience?
Well, one of the main reasons they need to get into a network marketing home-based business is because they can leverage their time. They can build residual income while they're working. You finance your freedom by working a job. And that's something that I didn't have the opportunity to do. I just had to work. There wasn't any, I was trying networking, but now that Carrot Bars is such a excellent model for anybody who's looking for additional income to get involved with, because our product is money. And most of the companies that I was involved with, we were chasing money. We were trying to do whatever, sell whatever product we had to make the money. So with the product being money, all you have to do is understand what Karatbars is about. Keep doing what you're doing. Take some of your hard-earned cash and exchange it for real money, which is gold, and start saving it. And then you can make your plans. When do you want to be free? Yeah. And freedom is not about money. It's about being free to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, how long you want to do it, where you want to do it. And that's something that a job can never get you. You can work 3 jobs and you'll never be free. You might have some money, but you won't have time. When I work for the airlines and you're working for the airlines and you have some money, but you don't have time to take those free flights. They try to tell you, oh, you can work for the airlines and go all over the world. Not with any money, you can't. So I would just say that find the vehicle. And I believe with all my heart that Karatbars is the ultimate vehicle for network marketing. Find the vehicle. And who doesn't want to talk about gold? Who doesn't like gold? You don't have to pick your potential person to talk to. You can talk to a stranger, anybody. Mm-hmm. And they might think gold is jewelry, but they can find out later that it's really money. But that's what I would suggest. Just find something that will make you money while you're sleeping.
Yes.
You can't make money while you sleep and do hair. It doesn't work.
That's true.
But yeah. That's what I would suggest. Just find something. Go ahead.
What I wanted to say is, we cannot get you on the call or get you on this wonderful live stream without mentioning, because I've seen her in our chat on Facebook. You've got your wonderful shadow, your sister Denawi, who she'll tell you, she's my inspiration, my older sister CiCi Mahone. How is it, or how many businesses, network marketing, has she been in with you aside from Karatbars? And what do you love about her being involved with Karatbars with you now?
Well, I can't count the number. Pardon?
What happened?
You got your sister into Karatbars? You sponsored your sister. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't tell you the number of companies that we've been in, but every one of them that we've been in, the Maui would always sign up. If I told her to sign up, she said, I'm going to sign up if my sister said so. And
no choice.
One of the things we talked about today or yesterday, is that this is a family business. This is the perfect family business, Karatbars. And having her on my team, that doesn't even sound right, but in the family of wealth builders is just great for me, because she's able to talk to my brother and my sister who are in Palm Springs, and she's just a ride or die sister, and she's there. She's going to be there, and we've always done things together, and this time I'm just glad that we're together in Karatbars.
That is so wonderful. And I have to show something. Anybody that knows CiCi and Denawi, they love to just surprise you. At this past Let's Go weekend, I got a wonderful gift from them. It's a beautiful notebook. And this book keeps me so organized. They gave me the perfect gift. And I was just so completely surprised. I'm like, why are they giving me a gift? I felt so special until I found out they gave Maxine one too.
It says dream. And that's the premise of what we do in Karatbars. We are dreaming big. Mr. Tyrone Best tells us all the time to dream bigger. And when they gave me this, and like you, Miss Abram, Sheila, I was so surprised. When they gave it, I'm feeling, because they had it wrapped, so I'm feeling like, what is this? I was trying to get the shape and everything, and I couldn't figure out what it was until I got to my room, and I'm wrapped, and I said, oh my God, this is so beautiful. So this is always on my desk, reminding me that I need to dream and dream even bigger. So I thank you and Demawi so very much for being so considerate and just thinking of me. Really, you guys are so special.
And Miss Maxine Jones, guess what? I'm seeing people in our Facebook chat saying, I got a lovely special gift from them as well.
Yeah, see? It's just like Mr. Best sends out those special, texts, and we think we're the only one that got one. And
well, you know what, Maxine, we have a little bit of time. There were some people that did submit some whys on our website. Can we chat here.info?
Yeah.
I'm
going to read a few of the cards. Okay. And some of them are quite interesting. So remember, guys, they wanted to remain anonymous. And so we're going to honor that. So this first why is for my grandchildren who I'd like to pay for their college education. I never went to college. I didn't have the money. So this is the first why. And I could, I could understand and relate to that because I want to pay for everything for my grandchildren. This second one comes from Lorraine J. To pay off my parents' mortgage. They are getting up in years, and because of some poor financial decisions, they still owe a lot on the house. So Lorraine J's why is she wants to pay off her parents' home. Last one from H.A. My why is I like to travel. I haven't seen much of the world because I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford to travel. I want to see it all. And I don't blame you, H.A., because there's a lot of places that I want to go and I want to see. So Miss Sheila Abram and I were talking, we have this thing going on here. Next year, she's coming to New York. And then the year after, I think we are going to
Hawaii.
Where are we going? Because
we're going to take a business trip
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
That's right. Business trip to
Hawaii
Hawaii.
is year 3. The year after that is a cruise. We're going to go on a short business trip on the cruise.
So we got to have a wealth builders cruise, and then the third year it's going to be Hawaii. So that's a very good why. It's to want to be able to travel. There's a big world out there. Some people never get out of their neighborhood. So that's that. Thank you guys for sending in your whys. I really appreciate that. We appreciate you being a part of Can We Chat here.
And Miss Maxine Jones, can you tell what the wonderful topic is for next week? But before you do that, you do it, hang on. Now you notice, everybody, we were able to read some submissions.
Yes.
Can We Chat here? There is a website. If you want us to read whatever topic we have, if you want us to read a comment from you, and you could be anonymous, you could put your initials or you could put your name.
Yeah.
Submit it on the website, and we will go ahead and tell your story. We will go ahead and read it off the card because we print it up. And we would love to get more submissions. So definitely submit, because next week's topic, wow. Go ahead.
You need to submit for next week's topic. And some of you know who you are. So Can we check here? The next week's topic is going to be raising children in a network marketing environment. So, there's a few of you guys out there we know because we've seen you at Let's Go Weekend. And it's going to be exciting because we are teaching them to be entrepreneurs at a very young age. That is really key. So we are looking forward to chatting with you about raising children in a network marketing environment. So it's been our pleasure to chat with you this evening. We look forward to
you. Any closing words for CiCi? Any closing words?
Yes.
Closing words? Yeah.
I wanted to say that what the gifts that Demawi and I gave to you and other leaders was just a small token of our appreciation, because we love you guys and we have the best leaders on the planet.
And I'm going to show mine.
Stop it.
Don't make me hurt you.
Well, it's been a pleasure. It has been such a pleasure to talk to someone else that has had 30 plus years in this environment, network marketing, who is thriving, and you're loving doing this. And that's what I tell you. It has to be your fountain of youth, because like I said, my God, 70 has to be the new 50, you know, and it's just so happy to hear your words of encouragement.
There's nothing new about 70. Nothing's new. It's all getting old.
Nothing new.
Well,
I'm just blessed, that's all.
Yes, you are. Thank you so much, Miss Maxine Jones. It's always a pleasure having you all the way on the East Coast. And everybody, Miss Jones and I are planning this stuff 1, 2, and 3 years out. You know, we would love to make it a wealth builders party. So, you know, absolutely, just putting that out there. So.
I'm putting it out there. Wealth builders cruise. Just saying.
It'll be a short one, cost effective. You know, we're not going to try to break the bank, but, you know, a little short one. So,
but remember, it's the business expense.
Yeah, the business expense. That's right. So next week, everybody. Yes.
7 day cruise. Yes,
7 day cruise minimum.
Minimum 7 days. We might squeeze in 9.
I was thinking 3. My goodness, I've never been on one, so I'm thinking 3.
Oh no, 3. No way. 3, no.
I think it's 3 days to get out on the ocean. No. Minimum of 7 days. Wow. You know, CiCi, we got to show. We got to show her. She's talking 3 days. What does she think? She's going around Manhattan? Go, please.
Oh my goodness.
No.
My time is valuable to me.
Your time will be valuable on the ship.
Okay.
Yeah, you could sponsor on the ship. Remember, you said we could do this anywhere, any place, anytime. I said
that. Okay.
There you go.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been just a blast. I have loved having you on. You have a beautiful smile, CiCi. Thank you so much for joining us. And everybody, we will see you next
time. Our pleasure.
And what's it called? Raising Children in the Network Marketing.
Children in the Network Marketing Environment.
So everybody share this on Facebook, because sometimes people, one of the things CiCi said to us, she goes, I want to inspire someone. I want someone to be able to see this live stream and say, if she could do this, I could do this. This makes sense. Yeah. So please share it, because our stories inspire others. So everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much, CiCi.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on Can We Chat Here. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.